Just gonna do another video. This one's gonna be on, again, pretty much just about the commandments. Just like, you know, and who will gain intelligence with you if you don't keep them. Going out to the Christian church, you know, this one's dedicated to you guys. And also these people who think that Paul preached a different gospel, like, oh, done away with the 10 Commandments, this grace. You know, if you actually look at what grace means, you'd understand that it's divine influence on the heart to follow what? The Holy Covenant. So, it's all New Testament things I've got written down. We're not even going into the Old Testament. Everyone should know what the covenant of promise are. You know, if you're even going to make like any argument against it, right? So I'm going to start right from Messiah's mouth in Matthew 7:23. I've helped if I had it open. Matthew 7:23. Bear with me. Matthew 7:23. And then I will profess unto them that I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. So I suggest again that you go into the Strongs, look up iniquity and see what it means. It means lawlessness, wickedness, you know, lawlessness. So, you know, if he's going to tell you to depart from him for being lawlessness, for being lawless, then I think there's something we have to keep. The 10 Commandments, maybe. Right. We'll go back down to Matthew 5:19. Whoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Right. People are making this argument, oh, I'm going to be least, I'm still in heaven. No, go read Isaiah 66. And you'll see who's least, who's going to be least in the kingdom. And you know, you don't want to be least in the kingdom. Right. But whoever shall teach men, whoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men to, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So that's straight out of Messiah's mouth telling you, if you teach to keep the 10 Commandments and teach them, you'll be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Strike one. Well, actually, strike two. Matthew 19, verse 17. And behold, one came and said unto him, starting from verse 16, Good master, what good thing shall I do to have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why that callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God, Jehovah. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. So that's 3 times in Matthew alone he's telling you to keep the commandments. So where do you get this wicked idea from that you think you don't have to? I suggest you actually read the Bible, read the instruction of Jehovah, and read the words of Messiah and what he came to teach. You know, it's pretty simple, isn't it? But you'd rather make it up, because if you actually listen to what he said, then you'd have to actually change your life, but you don't want to. You don't want to be obedient. You want to make it up. So, right. Oh, right then. We'll jump into Romans 2:13 first. And this is Paul. You know, everyone's like, Paul taught grace. Paul taught different gospel to Messiah. All right then. Romans 2:13. For not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified. So that's the 10 Commandments, not sacrificial law. Because if it was sacrificial law, it would completely destroy your argument that he was preaching this gospel of grace to everyone, wasn't it? So, yeah, work that one out. Right. we'll go into 1 Corinthians chapter 7:19. Come up again, brilliant. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but the keeping of the commandments of God. So there's Paul telling you to keep the commandments twice. So Paul's twice telling you. Messiah's telling you 3 times. Don't worry, we've got at least 5 more examples for you if it still doesn't get through. Because this is how basic it is. You know, it's that basic, isn't it? It's really hard, dull of hearing, especially when it's broken down as simple as this. To literally what Messiah told you to do, you don't want to do. You think you know better. So that should worry you. That should really, really worry. Ironically enough, what should worry you is if you think like that, maybe God's giving you up to that strong delusion to think that way. Right then. So now we're going to go into 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 3-12. Chapter 2, 3-12. One minute, bear with me. Right, yeah. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there become a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who oppose and exalt himself above all things that are called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you of these things? And now ye know what withholding that he might be revealed in this time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed. So again, wicked, lawless, again, that's what wicked means. Iniquity, wickedness, lawlessness, same thing. That wicked be revealed, whom the Lord will consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So if he's going to destroy the lawless one, and you guys are saying that we don't have to keep the 10 Commandments anymore, doesn't that make you lawless as well? Not looking good, is it? It's that basic, like, right? And we're going to go into John, 1 John, just to drive the point home with the commandment keeping, you know, because this is all New Testament, so you ain't got nowhere to run, have you? But then again, you still just go, la 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 la, that's not written to us, la 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 la. 1 John 2, and it's just this simple. And hereby we know that if we know him, we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. So there you go, that's John the Baptist. We've had Paul tell you to keep the commandments, we've had Messiah tell you to keep the commandments, the most important one, Messiah, you know, even if some of you call him God, you still don't listen to what he's saying, yeah? Messiah, yeah, telling you to keep the commandments. John the Baptist telling you now to keep the commandments and calling you a liar if you say you know him and don't do it. Paul's telling you that the Lord's coming back to consume the lawless one. He's going to do away with the lawless one. And you guys are like, we don't have to keep the 10 Commandments again. So what does that make you? Lawless and a liar. Right? We're sticking in John. 3 and 4. Whoever committeth sin transgresseth even the law, for sin is transgression of the law. So sin is transgression of 10 commandments. Oh no. That's what sin's defined as. Oh no. What are you going to do then? You're still going to say saved by grace. Again, go look at what grace means. Divine influence on the heart to follow the covenants of promise, maybe. Ephesians 2, 11, 12. Go read. We're staying in John again, because John's just loaded. John just tells you straight up. Again, right, by this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. There you go then. John the Baptist, telling you how it is. So now we're going to switch it up. And for all the Christians that say, we don't have to keep the 10 Commandments, we don't have to keep the 10 Commandments. Okay then, right. We're going to see who the lawless one's going to be friends with then. Who he's going to gain intelligence with, you know, because you don't have to keep the 10 Commandments. Alright then. We're going to start in Daniel 11. For the ships of Shittim shall come against him, therefore he shall be grieved and return, and have indignation against the holy covenant. But that was now to the cross. So shall he do, he shall even return and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant. So, God's telling you right there, who the devil's going to be friends with when he turns up. Shouldn't that make you go, hang on a sec? Or is that talking to some other crowd? And the arms shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that maketh desolate. And as such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries, but the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. You see, so he's going to come, you know, like your lovey-dovey Jesus. Oh yeah, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Yeah, you know, don't have to keep 10 commandments. You're forgiven for whatever you do. Yeah. Listen to what's just been read. I'm sorry, at the beginning of the video I said I wasn't going to go into the Old Testament, but I forgot that this, you know, drives it home for all the Christians that say we don't have to keep the 10 Commandments. Alright then, don't. But you know who's going to gain intelligence with you now if you don't. So the choice is yours. Right. We are going to go into Revelation 12:17. So we'll back it up again in the New Testament, book of Revelation. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which kept the commandments of God, and had the testimony of Yeshua, Messiah. So again, if you don't keep the commandments, you don't get the Holy Spirit of truth, so you won't get the testimony of Yeshua, which is prophecy. So there's a double whammy in it. And like John says, he who says he knows him and does not keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. And we'll go up to Revelation 14:12. Oh, yeah, here we go. And here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that kept the commandments of God, and the faith of Yeshua. And we're just going to go to Revelation 22, 14, and we're going to end it here. And it's pretty simple, isn't it? For all you think that like, oh, we don't have to keep the commandments anymore, we're saved by grace, we're saved by grace. Really, Messiah told you, if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments. If you don't keep the commandments, he's going to tell you to depart from him. So it's basic. It's really basic. Like, it doesn't get much more basic than this. I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bits out of the New Testament. 3 from Matthew, 1 from Corinthians, 3 from John, 1 John, 2 from Revelation, 1 from Romans, and 1 from Thessalonians. So it's all New Testament. So how is it done away with? How is it now to the cross? Explain that in your warped, wicked way. And here, we'll end it here. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates unto the city. So, for without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whoever loveth and maketh a lie. So you might want to come to the truth instead of living in that lie. Like I said, it doesn't get more simple as that, does it? We don't have to keep the commandments. Wow. You know, honestly, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. You hit people with these verses on Twitter, you show them these things, and they still think they can argue against it. It's like, what? So basically what you're doing is calling Messiah a liar. He's telling you to keep the commandments. You're saying, no, we're saved by this now. We're saved by what Paul teach. Paul teach the same gospel as Messiah, because he's just told you there in three of his letters, he's telling them all to keep the commandments. Yeah, work that one out.